Hi friends, this is Sai and welcome back to the car park garden. Now for those of you who are joining me just now, this place was intended to be a car park garden. So you can see the main entrance to my house, and it is from there that the car was supposed to come inside, and this was a car park. However, soon we found out that because the slope there is not correct, the car was hitting the bottom of that floor, and so we stopped getting the car inside, and that means that I got more space for doing gardening. So welcome to the car park garden. Now last time around I had showed you what I am growing in these containers, and the reason why I am taking a video today is that most of the stuff that you see here today will not be there tomorrow. And why is that so? Because today most of this or probably tomorrow early morning, most of this is going to go for harvest. So here I have spinach. Now spinach is doing pretty well. It needs a bit of light watering, but this should be good tomorrow for harvesting. Now once I have harvested this lot, what happens is that if you see that there are tiny leaves out inside, now these leaves are going to come up, and this process might be repeated yet again. So what happens is that from the same seed I'm probably going to get about 3 harvests. Now the spinach that you see here should probably come to about 750 grams to about 1 kg. That's what I'm expecting the weight of my first spinach harvest. Now another thing which is happening here is that I've got a few volunteer tomatoes. Now this tomato is pretty sick and probably I should be taking it out. But in case you are doing companion planting and you've got a tomato here, what has happened is that because the spinach has grown taller than the tomato, there is a very good chance that spinach is preventing adequate sunlight from reaching the tomato plant. So it would be good that if you are doing something like companion planting, to observe the health of your plants and to observe their heights and other things, and be extremely careful while doing the harvest. And of course the timing of the harvest also is pretty vital. So keep these things in mind, especially if you are trying to grow a couple of things together, as I do and as you should also be doing. Now coming further, I've got a couple of weeds, but what you see in front of me is dill. My friend DJ tells me that this is dill. Now last time around I didn't know its name in English, and in Telugu this is called soya sappa. Now this again I can get a good harvest from these containers where dill is there. And there are a couple of things which are growing here. Now this is called galijeru. Now there are different types of galijeru which are available. This galijeru seems to be the red one. Now you can find out whether it's red or not based on the color of the stem. If this color would have been more paler, then it would have been the white variety. Now galijeru, especially the white one, is called Trianthema decandra, and the speciality of this is that you don't need to purposefully grow it. This is an uncultivated edible crop, and we find them in our gardens along with Portulaca oleracea. This is again an uncultivated crop. I didn't put it here, and with the omnipresent Amaranthus. This is probably Amaranthus paniculatus. Now these three have been a part of our gardens right from the inception, and you would also find these things near the roadsides, and especially during the time it rains, you will find quite a bit of them wherever adequate water is there. So this is used pretty commonly by villagers and by rural folk as one of their staple green leaf vegetables. And although this has a bit more of fiber content, the amount of minerals that these things have are almost double, or in sometimes it's also triple that of things that we regularly consume, like spinach. So this is good healthy stuff, and I'm planning that I should also start getting used to eating these kind of things. Now I was talking about this amaranth. This amaranth is, as I said, a volunteer amaranth. I didn't grow it, it came on its own. and you can find out why this does so well. Now you see here, this is it's already going to seeds. Now these very soon would be seeds, but even this one, this little one, right, this is probably just a bit taller than the spinach that I have out there. This is also going to seed. Now that's why this has such prolific growth and keeps coming up everywhere, because its seeds are present almost in all the containers that I have out here. So you could go with it and harvest it and eat it. That's fine enough. But sometimes if you feel that this is dominating your garden and you want to have other stuff growing, the best way would be to simply cut the tips. If you just cut it here, what is going to happen is there is not going to be any seed left there, and you could put this thing somewhere else and see to it that the seeds do not fall into your garden. But the best thing would be to cut it even before the seeds have matured, so that there is no risk. Now this is the amaranth which I got from the seeds of which I got from a seed shop. This red amaranth and this green amaranth. The seeds of these are pretty commonly available here, especially in Hyderabad. You can pretty much go to any seed shop and ask for the seeds and you are going to get it. The seeds of the red one are pretty expensive, but that's the nature of it, because the seeds are so small that very few seeds are really required to be put in a container. Now these amaranth are harvested for their leaves. These are not harvested for their seeds. So we cook the leaves of this, we boil them thoroughly, and then it can be used in many different type of preparations. Now going further, I have my beetroots doing pretty good here, and my radish, a couple of them which might be visible to you right now, they also seem to be doing good. Now this is as far as one part of my car park garden is concerned. Now coming over to the other side, this is a very dismal side, and I'm going to cover probably in my next video what went wrong here, what could have gone wrong here, and how I'm going to make better of it. That's all for now. I'll harvest all this and probably post a few pictures of this, and come back with a new video where I discuss what I should be doing on the other side of the car park garden. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.